Having a realization is very powerful. Having an epiphany is very powerful. And that's what I had yesterday. And that's what I'm here to share with all of you today. Grand Rising, everyone. Grand Rising. It's another piece of evidence of fake time. Fake time. As, we turned our clocks back, right? It's daylight savings time, right? Last year, I did the video fake time because time is fake, right? So we could just, turn the clocks back, and that doesn't matter. The time doesn't matter. Just make it up as we go along, right? We just make it up. But I'm glad that everyone's on right now. And, some people, they might not have changed their clocks to the new mandated time. They mandate time. They mandate everything, they make it up. So I'm just going to give everyone a minute to come on, because, we're in a different time right now, a different time and space. And that's what I did yesterday. I went on a mission. I went on a mission down to the 3D. I haven't been down there in a while. And I'm going to share all about my real life experience yesterday. And of course, I have some stuff to share with all of you. As always, there'll be a lesson. There'll be some new knowledge, some new information for all of you. And I'm also going to reach out for some help from all of the light workers, the light warriors that are here. I need some help understanding something, understanding and overstanding something that I experienced. I'm going to talk about my day tomorrow from yesterday. I'm going to talk about my day from yesterday. And I experienced something that I need a little help with, and maybe you're having the same experience. You're seeing this weird activity going on, and if you don't spend a lot of time outside, if you're not looking up, you got to look up, light warriors. Look up. Don't keep your head down. Don't be on the phone all day long. Don't be on the black screen all day long. You got to look into the real world, right? They're kind of breaking down the real world. They want you to get into the meta universe or whatever it is, right? The Archon world. They're going to try to put you all the way in there, but this is the end. And yesterday I was a witness. I was a witness to right before the collapse. And I'm going to share all about it today. I'm going to share all about it. And if you haven't done so already, please smash and obliterate the like button. It helps others find this important message. And I'm going to be sharing a little bit about my day. I'm going to be sharing about things that maybe you are experiencing, and you're hearing this message and you're like, wow, when 2 people and 10 people and 49,000 people, are experiencing or witnessing the same thing, we come to realize that we're witnesses right before the end. So, it's fake time. So, some people, it might be that if they didn't fix their clocks, it's 10 and now it's 9. And, I'll share my video on fake time in Telegram. I did that last year. Fake time. So, maybe, they'll say, oh, we'll change the clocks 2 hours, 3 hours, just make it up as we go along. So, but, time is fake, and, everything is a vibrational frequency. And that's why we see glitches in time. I'm just going to go on a rant a little bit. We see glitches in time, right? And the more we're out of fear, the more that we're out of anxiety, time seems to speed up. The more that we come out of the matrix. That's why many of us will probably live to the 200, 300 year threshold that they were talking about. It wasn't a lie. That's where we're supposed to be. And, this is all going to come into play, but we are kind of in a dark period right now. And, I had to witness it a lot of times. And, I shared with you, I like to share common everyday life experiences and using things as a teaching tool, because, you know, we're trying to help those that are recently awakened. I know many of you have been awakened, you know, but, you know, let's not leave people behind, you know, because there's people that are waking up right now and they might need this this important information, because it's a scary place when you first wake up. When you first wake up, you might feel like you're going crazy, you know, and you know, having the experience that I had yesterday, I haven't done an adventure, a 3D adventure like this in a long time, but I decided, and I had an epiphany, multiple epiphanies yesterday, and I'm going to share this experience with all of you so that we could all realize that we are witnesses to right before the collapse. And so yesterday, I planned out a day, and my girlfriend is not from here. She's from Idaho, you know, and I planned out a day where we took a trip to a new hiking spot. Those that are on Patreon, I shared a quick post from the hiking spot that we went to. So I picked out this spot, and this spot in New York is not so far from Roosevelt Field Shopping Mall. And you could look it up. I know that many of you are not from New York, right? But it is the biggest mall in New York. And since it was only like 10 minutes away from this hiking spot, I wanted to show her how, you know, this experience, even though it's, you know, maybe not something, you know, many people are kind of, you know, not part of it, not part of the they live, consume, you know, it was a very important experience. And that's why I'm actually spending this video just sharing my experience of what I had, what she had, what we experienced. And, you know, when two people come up with the same result, you know, it is confirmation. So I started to drive. And as I started to drive, I noticed, and I've been noticing this many times in, I don't know, I guess the past month or so, a bird formation, you know, they fly in groups. This is a normal thing that they do, but I just been noticing it even more. So as we're driving, the birds were flying in like a circle pattern, and they just kept going back and forth and back and forth. And I'm like, oh, look at the birds over there. I've been noticing this more and more. And then we get onto the parkway. It's called the Belt Parkway. And then there was a bigger mass of birds like flying in a formation, in like a circle. And they just kept going back and forth and back and forth. And well, that's a synchronicity, Irene. You're going there now. Well, you could share evidence of what I'm going to talk about in a few minutes, Irene. So I'm noticing all these birds, you know, flying, and they just keep going back and forth in that circular pattern. So we get to the hiking spot. You know, it's a beautiful time. I filmed a world famous video. It'll be up probably tomorrow. And I shared the spot. It's a new spot. And then I went to the Roosevelt Field Mall. And as we arrived there, I looked up in the sky. I said, look, and it looked like many hundreds of birds. It had to be like it looked like 500 birds just flying in a circle. And I was just like looking at these birds. So I'm actually here to ask a question. Are you noticing this weird activity of the birds just like flying in this circular formation? They just keep flying around in a circle. And, you know, this is maybe a strange occurrence that's happening. And, you know, I know that sometimes birds can, you know, respond to if there's an upcoming earthquake or something. You know, animals can sense things before they happen. But that was something that I experienced. So, you know, we got into the mall, and when we're in the mall, I just, you know, it wasn't like in the past. I haven't been to this mall in several years, you know, and, you know, but, you know, you walk around, and we just like walking around different shops, and just like the people it wasn't like years ago when you would go to the mall and you see groups of friends laughing and stuff. It was just like, it was like no energy in the people, like a feeling of dark depression, a lot of people depressed, seeing like even when there were groups together of friends, I remember like going to the mall with my friends and, like laughing, and they're just like walking around and no laughing and just like a lack of energy. And, I was feeling, kind of tired, and, you walk past all these places, you smell the Cinnabon and those pretzel shops, and you smell it, kind of smells good at first, and we just like the food, even though it kind of smelled good at first. When you're in there for a few minutes and you're already awakened, you kind of like, you have no desire to consume this food. So just looking around, and the body was feeling very weird. I haven't been out with massive groups of people in an indoor area, in a long time now. Many of us, we've been raptured out of the matrix, no job, all these things. So being in there, it just felt so eerie. And, a lot of people, they have visions, they share about visions. And this is not something that, I guess normally happens for me, but I just, I had like an epiphany, and I had like a vision, and it just came over me, and I felt something in my stomach very, very strongly. And this is not something that normally happens to me. That's why I'm sharing this in a video today, since it was so, powerful. But, we had to go to the restroom, and we went to the restroom, and already I've just been feeling this, like this lack of energy within the people, just feeling this vibe of depression and no energy. We get to the restroom, and, it's just totally gray, with a gray W and a gray M, and the walls were gray and the letters were both gray. And we said, I'll meet you out here. So we went to the bathroom, and I went into the bathroom, and I just saw like people in there, at least just their eyes. And it just like came over me. I was in the bathroom, and I was about to wash my hands, and I just looked at someone, and I realized that I'm witnessing the moments right before the end. And it just came over me. And, some of you might get like these feelings and stuff. And this is just something that just strongly came over me. So I came out of the bathroom, and I met up with Ireland, and I said, look at the bathroom. I said, look at the gray wall, the gray letters. And I said, I told her what happened. And she said, yeah, I'm feeling this as well. So we continue walking, and all of a sudden I look at her, and I said, your eyes are bloodshot, and then she's looking at me, and she's like, yeah, your left eye is bloodshot. And her eyes were like very bloodshot. And I was like, what's going on? The eye felt a little itchy. I was feeling like a little itchy in my left eye, and her eyes were very bloodshot. And, we were feeling very weird. And I'm like, you know what? Let's get out of here now. Let's get out of here. So we get out of there, and, now we're feeling tired, feeling hungry. And, I said to her, I said, it was like, I wanted to show you this place. I know you're not familiar with a big city. I wanted you to see this is like the biggest mall. And, and she's on the same mission as I am. And I looked at her, I said, you know what? I feel like today we went on a mission that we had to experience this. A lot of times, you might sit with your awakened friends, you might be out of the matrix, but you're not seeing it firsthand. And that's why I share with all of you, you have to have firsthand experiences of the matrix. take a dive in there to actually see it yourself. When you're amongst your awakened friends, when you're out in nature, we're out in nature, seeing beautiful people in nature. We're not really experiencing what's actually going on and the sadness. There she is. There's the actual sadness, right? And she felt it as well. And, and I said to her, I said, I think we were just on a mission so that we can be witnesses. So in the future, we can share the story that we saw what was happening. Hello. What was happening right before it ended. And that was the feeling that I had in the bathroom. I know it's strange, and maybe some of you feel this as well. But the story continues, Light Warriors. The story continues. And I forgot who said it before. Someone's going to the mall today. I want you to find this building. In the past, I would just say it's a coincidence. But once you have awakened, that there are no such things as coincidences, that everything is placed at a specific spot in a ritualistic fashion. The mall is very big, right? So we're leaving the mall, right? We're tired. We said we're going to go eat something. So we're driving out of there. And, you have to loop around the mall and then you go forward. And then right in front of the mall, there's a big building. Sharon, thank you very much. I appreciate you. It's my honor to serve the people right before the collapse. And right before, it would be right in front of the giant mall, there's another building. There's another building. And the address of this building is lit up in big, bright numbers. And the address of this building is 666, the material realm. And, why does the address have to be lit up so big and bright? So on one side that's facing the wall, on the top of the building, there's one big 666. And then we pull out and then we turn down the main street. And in front of the building on the floor, there's another big 666, materialism. So why is, when you kind of understand addresses, they don't all have to have there's not it had to be that number. It was done by design. I didn't have the hammer with me, Ben. I didn't have it at that time. So 666 represents materialism, and this other building, the address, but the big numbers, right? Big and bold and bright, lit up 666, right in front of the building and on top of the building. And it's right in front of the biggest mall in New York. You should check it out. Chris, thank you very much. I appreciate you. It's my honor. I'll continue to be me, right? That's the lesson. We all have to be our authentic self. I hope that you guys are enjoying this authentic message today. If you're enjoying it, please smash the like button. It helps others find this authentic message, So we saw this and, and now we're going to a different area. We got turned off by the smell of the food in the mall. And then there was a area around there. And then we were trying to find, a place to eat. And it wasn't, the GPS didn't, it wasn't where we thought it was. And then we're like, you know what? We just got some healthy food to bring home with us. We were kind of a little hungry. So we ate some, got the food, ate some apples in the car, drove home and made our own food. And, it was a lesson, and Ireland felt the same way, that this was like a realization for us that, we're kind of totally disconnected from this world. And, having the realization that just overcame us, that we're witnessing right before the end. Catherine, thank you very much. I appreciate you. It's my honor to do this. I appreciate all of you. We're all in this together and we're starting over. And, while we were walking around the mall, if you've seen the movie They Live, you felt the whole consumerism, even when I was in the mall and I don't really kind of feel this, but they could, sometimes that like people that that they say they go gambling to casinos, they pump like extra oxygen and frequencies to make you gamble more. In there, I felt like, I had to buy something, but we resisted that. We resisted the temptation of eating any of the food. And after like, you have that initial, it wafts, it kind of smells good, all that stuff, but then it actually starts to turn your stomach. So, it was a mission. We were on a mission. And, when you just go out, we spend a lot of time out in nature, the beaches, the lakes. We went to a lake earlier that day, and having the compare and contrast, seeing the people. I saw a few people, fathers fishing with their sons, simple life, and the beautiful people, and was relaxing. Our bodies felt good. And then being in the mall, we felt very agitated. And, shortly after I told her that her eyes went back down, but it was very strange that, our eyes got so bloodshot just from simply being in the mall. It was very weird. We felt kind of weird. We came home, we ate some good food, felt a lot better. Ronnie, thank you very much. I appreciate you. It's my honor to do this. And you know what? I'm getting more in tune with my body, the tuning fork of telling you the truth. And a lot of times when you're constantly in fear, when you're constantly surrounded, in a building with all these people, you can't really tune in. But the more that you disconnect, right? So you disconnect, you listen to your body. And I spend a lot of time in nature now. And then you take a dive in, you take a dip in, you check on what's going on down there in the 3D, right? And then you just listen to your body. And that's what my body told me. It just overcame me. And I said to myself, I'm witnessing right before the collapse. So, this is my firsthand experience, and it makes me reflect on the Lakota prophecies. I speak about the Hopi prophecies a lot. I always have to have a lesson for you, right, Light Warriors? The teacher of the 5D earth, right? So the Lakota prophecies of Crazy Horse, right? Maybe it wasn't so crazy Horse, right? He knew about the end days. The Hopi prophecies are playing out exactly. Sometimes a lot of people, they might be in denial. They hear these prophecies and I don't want to hear about these Native American prophecies, but we're on this land right now, and we're here to resurrect this land, right? So what Crazy Horse is prophesized about the end times, it's playing out right now. So I want to read what Crazy Horse said in the Lakota prophecies of the end times. First, the voices of the children cry. The voices of the children cry. And then a huge light flash in the sky. A huge light flash in the sky. That kind of reminded me of the solar flash, right? And then he said, charcoal and ashes fall from the sky and cover the earth. Charcoal and ashes fall from the sky and cover the earth. And then a new beginning, new grass grows, clear water returns, and only God's children are playing on the earth. That's a Lakota prophecy. Crazy Horse. Thank you, Julie. I appreciate that. That's my life mission, to be the teacher of the new earth. So Crazy Horse, he prophesied in the Lakota prophecies about this time period, and we're seeing it all play out. So focus on what Crazy Horse said. Crazy Horse said, the voices of children cry. What's happening to our children right now? And in yesterday's adventure, I felt it's right before the end. That's what I felt, right before the end. Then now we connected to Crazy Horse. Voices of children cry. Why are the children crying? What's happening? Then there's a huge light flash in the sky. Charcoal and ashes fall from the sky and cover the earth. But then a new beginning, and the new grass grows, clear water returns, and only God's children are playing on the earth. We are witnesses to the collapse, right before the collapse. So I know it's hard right now. You know, there's a lot of fear. You know, a lot of us are, you know, our safety and security has gone away. But we stick together, you know, and, you know, a lot of people are sharing. You know, you can read the chat. There are many places that have all these, you know, weird things at these places. They're actually rituals, right? And yesterday, you know, when I was younger, I would just say, oh, you know, because we all learn about, you know, 666 when we're growing up. You know, it's satanic and all this stuff. But it actually, you know, when you really realize what 666 means, it's the connection to materialism, material world. We're supposed to be connected to the spiritual world, right? So they put this right in front of the biggest mall, Roosevelt Field, and it's a call to action. I know I'm sharing from my firsthand experience. I know someone said they're going there today. You know, you could find this building in the address of 666 right in front of the biggest mall in New York. And I did not feel well in there. I didn't feel well. And I just felt no energy. You know, you could feel such a difference. You have to listen to your body. When you're out in nature, there's a few people out there, and it's so peaceful. There's two worlds right now. There's two worlds. So, you know, I hope that today's message is helpful for all of you. If you find it helpful, please smash the like button. It helps others find this message, because a lot of people are waking up right now, and you feel alone when you're waking up. And, you know, you have to disconnect and be by yourself. Nikola Tesla said, be alone. That's where ideas are born. They don't want you alone. They want you stuck in social media. They want to trap you in an alternate metaverse, right? That's what they want to do. And, you know, they want to create a hive mind so you don't think by yourself. Think about Nikola Tesla. And he said, be alone. When you go out in nature and you sit by yourself, you quiet the mind. Quiet the mind, and you'll be able to make this shift. You know, we want to be able to make the shift. And it's hard. It really is like David versus Goliath. But you're only responsible for yourself. Be the change that you want to see in the world. Stop participating in things, you know? You know, we went on a mission yesterday, right? We went on a mission. We went on the light worker mission, right? Mission report. And we're reporting back. And, you know, you have to have these firsthand experiences even after you awakened. You know, we do want to stay away. It is better for our health to stay away. You know, I didn't feel good, you know, being in there, you know, and then like I thought it was really weird with, you know, getting bloodshot eyes, just being in the mall was kind of weird. You know, it didn't feel right, but that's also the empaths in us when you're empathic, you know, and yeah, Ben, laughing heals the body. And I try to make you guys laugh, you know, right? Even right now, it's very dark right now. You know, I've been feeling the depression of the collective. I've been feeling depressed myself. You know, when you lead from a place of authenticity, you got to tell what you're feeling so that others don't feel alone. And a lot of people have been, you know, I've had people that maybe, you know, have reached out to me and called me on the phone, said, Mike, you know, I feel very upset, angry, and depressed today, you know, and all people are feeling it right now. So don't feel alone. That's why I share this stuff. I share this stuff so you don't feel alone. This is mental health awareness. You know, this is spiritual World War III. And this is how we're going to survive and make it through. And at the end, you know, you might have to sacrifice your safety and security from the Matrix. You might have to sacrifice so much money, right? All this stuff. But in the end, you know that you did the right thing and you could fall asleep at night. And when you leave the earth, you know that you're part of something very important. You're part of something very important. And, you know, we don't know how it's going to play out. That's why we have to just keep going. So, you know, sometimes, you know, take a dive in, go on a journey and see, see, you know, what you used to do. You know, some of us might have went to malls years ago and then you kind of go in there. But, you know, I had like that vision, you know, like I was in there, I was in that gray bathroom and it just came over me. And I had like that like vision that you see in the movies. Like then I'm looking around and then 1 month later, and then it's like everything's gone. You know, that's just what came over me. You know, I've been witnessing the birds. If anyone is witnessing the birds acting weird, or if you have any information on the birds, you know, I appreciate some insight on that. And I'm just reporting what I experienced with the birds, you know, but the birds are acting very strange, very strange. Like I've seen it like 3 times that one day of just like hovering in a circle and just keep going back and forth and back and forth and just watching back and forth. And then when we were by the mall, there was like literally like 500 birds. And it was like, wow, look at all these birds. And they're just flying back and forth. And just not just back and forth and back and forth. And, you know, it's just, it seems different. It seems like something's up. So if you haven't connected on Telegram, you know, connect on Telegram. We have a 24-hour chat and you could share your thoughts and your insights on Telegram. If it calls you and you would like to connect on Patreon, I am very grateful for all the support on Patreon, and I'll be sharing more and more on Patreon. The link is pinned above, and it will be in the description at the end of this. And thank you, Tyler. If you read the Holy Quran. No, I haven't, Tyler. But, you know, we're all in this together, so I'm constantly taking in more and more, and we're connecting the dots. And that's why I shared, you know, a long time ago that that's why we're the warriors of the rainbow. We're bringing in our unique attributes, and you might be well versed on something. And that's why we all come together and we're all sharing what we're best at, right? That's the power of and, right? Not or, right? You see the fake light workers out there, right? The fake ones, right? The narcissists, right? Hidden in plain sight. But we really have to realize that it's and people are sharing. Telegram is our everyday lives. One word. I share some post videos and there's a group chat. Everyone could stay in touch. You know, you might have like an epiphany like I did, you know, and you have no one to talk to. You need someone to talk to, right? It could be a little frightening when you wake up. You know, if this is helping you on your awakening journey, please smash and obliterate the like button. It helps others find this message. You know, we have to start over, and we're doing this together. I appreciate all of you, and I appreciate all the support on Patreon, and I'll continue to share more on Patreon, and you know, I'll have more in store, you know, coming up in the upcoming months. And you know, a lot of people feel alone right now, and you know, we're all having our own epiphanies. We're all having our own realizations. The truth cannot be told. It can only be realized. And you have to realize it yourself. You have to realize it. You get in there and, you know, you could go to a certain location. It's just something that comes over your body. And then you just have this realization, right? Like I did yesterday. I'm here witnessing what it's like right before the end, so that in the new world, when we're teaching everyone what happened, we have firsthand accounts, right? It's like going into war on the battlefield. Ben, thank you very much. I appreciate you, brother. It's my honor to do this. I love you, Ben. And, we're marching into these, situations that, it might not make you feel comfortable. We felt very uncomfortable. And, but you want to see for yourself. That's what this is all about. You have to see for yourself. And that's the real life lesson. You have to see for yourself. Don't just go by what other people say. Don't just read something. Don't watch something on a television because they're telling you a vision, on a program where they're programming the subconscious mind. And this is free will. And it's vibrational synchronization. Frank, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Victory of the light, Frank. I appreciate you. And that's what yesterday was all about. It's I had to move my physical body. It's not easy sometimes, especially if you're an empath and you get that feeling where you just you feel so tired, you feel weird. And then I had to, drive all the way home after that. It's crazy. It's crazy. But, a lot of people are, they're feeling it. They're feeling it right now. You're feeling how, it's so draining right now. And we all kind of need a break. All people need a break. The matrix tires us out. And so many people, they need that rest right now. They need that rest. Everyone's tired in many different forms. A lot of people don't have the energy, So, yeah, it's the leap of faith to know that God is by your side, even though things aren't working out. I feel the pressure. I'm feeling the pressure too right now. I'm seeing it even here. I'm doing the best I can. In the last few days, we're seeing less people finding the message for some reason, and it makes me feel a little bit more anxiety. Thank you, Tyler. The truth can be told. It can be told to humanity via the prophets and the final prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. There are many stories that have come before us, and we should all take the time to look at these things, because these people that came before us, and like the Hopi prophecy said, we're different colors, classes, and creeds. And we're all coming together. Listen to everything right now. Just don't listen to Medea. It's true. It's programming. And, when you have to realize it, you read certain prophecies, you read the prophecies, the Lakota prophecies, the voices of children cry. The end days, crazy horse. The voices of children cry. Then a huge light flash in the sky. Then charcoal and ashes fall from the sky and cover the earth. And finally, a new beginning. New grass grows. Clear water returns. And only God's children playing on the earth. So Lakota prophecy. So sometimes we can dive into the past to see our future. Maybe I was getting a vision of the future. I'm awakening and increasing my powers, whatever you want to call it, day by day. And the more that we disconnect from the matrix, we're able to do this. The more that we're out of fear, say no to shame. You really have to get to that point where that's where they use shame. We're seeing shame flung around, right? It's a big shift show out there, Light Warriors, a shift show, right? So take the time to realize that there's so much There's so much out there, and you have to keep an open mind, right? Keep an open mind. And that's how we're going to make it through. We have to keep an open mind and think about things. You know, I went to the mall. We talk about materialism. You know, that stuff is not going to save us, you know, the fancy jeans and all this stuff. I will say though, you know, I haven't been in the mall in a long time, and I can reflect back from when I was in the mall, you know, when I was a teenager, early 20s, you know, really haven't gone to the mall in a long time. And, you know, there were 2 crystal shops, you know, so like you kind of see a little bit of a shift, like things that were in the past, and now you're seeing, you know, different things. So it's interesting. You kind of see little pockets of shifting, and that's why, you know, as I shared with all of you, it's not participating in certain things, right? Like a lot of people are not going to watch that game that I talked about today, right? We're not going to watch the game. Everyone's going to turn it off. And that's how we have our voice, is by attention, the currency of the universe. If you stop paying attention to products, then they stop being produced. And if you find things that are more, you know, like certain essential oils, right? Crystals, all these new shops that popped up, we're seeing the shift, and we're actually controlling the shift, you know? So yeah, a lot of people are, you know, sharing all these new things. Listen to everyone, not only me. Listen to everyone and put it together, you know? So Candace, thank you very much. I appreciate you. It's my honor to do this. And, you know, take the time to do your own research, you know? Like a lot of people maybe never heard of the Lakota Prophecies of Crazy Horse. It's important stuff. It's important stuff, you know? And, you know, we're sharing, we're collaborating, and we're coming together. It's a rough time right now. A lot of people feel depressed. And that's why it's my honor to raise awareness for mental health. It's mental health awareness. And I'm grateful for all of you that join Patreon. It gives me an ability to share more there, you know, and I work on my other skills there, you know. It gives me different types of posts that I could come up with. And, you know, I'll be coming up with more and more. This is all new to me. But, you know, building the Patreon is important, because eventually we're going to have more things over there as well. It's all an expression, you know, and it helps me too. You know, I express myself with writing now, you know, and, you know, could even be photographs, right? Everyone is expressing their self a different way, right? I'm expressing myself with a video here. And, you know, it's using or creating a stronger neural pathway. It's called hemisync, right? We want to use both sides of the brain. It's called hemisync. I did a world famous video on hemisync. Maybe I'll share that one on Telegram again. If you haven't seen hemisync, it's on the channel page. So take the time to share all of these different topics, because when you achieve hemisync, I'm going to go on a rant on hemisync now, right? But you want to use both sides of the brain. And Dr. Bruce Lipton shares about hemisync. We learn about neuroplasticity. That's why you want to go to a different location. You know, like I have some staples, right? I go to these locations, right? And some of you that have been on the journey for the past 3 years, you see these locations that I go to. And you go to the location, and you know, now you go to a different location. Oh, now I have to navigate this new hiking trail, right? Or, oh, this is a lake instead of an ocean. And it actually strengthens neural pathways in the brain. If you're learning something new today, please smash the like button. It helps others learn something new. That's what it's all about. And that's what really, you know, it drives me. It's such a great honor when, it drives your soul, right? The tuning fork for telling you the truth. And people say, oh, wow, I never knew that. And I got new information. And that's why I share with all of you. It's not about being popular. It's about being authentic and sharing things that aren't so popular. Gotta hydrate. And that's why this journey is very hard. It's hard not doing the popular thing. When you don't do the popular thing, it's hard to get the voice out there. And that's why I appreciate all of you. Every time that you smash the like button, it helps others find this message. And if you haven't done so, click subscribe, click the bell next to subscribe and select all. And this way you could get all the messages, all the updates will come to your phone. I know it's many steps, but if you take the time, if I'm resonating with you, then you'll get all the updates. You won't miss them. Click the bell next to subscribe, select all. Share it with a friend. If you say, oh, wow, I got some new information here. Some people, I take pride in this. They call this the most underrated channel on YouTube. It's the most underrated channel, the people's champ, right? I'm like the people's champ. But we'll all have our time. And, that's why everyone has to realize it. So, I'm leaving these messages now. And if you're new to the channel, I encourage you to go back and look at some of my first videos. A lot of them are only 3 minutes. You go through them real quickly, Light Warriors. I'm very proud of them, even though they weren't so great. Maybe the quality is a lot better now. But it shows the growth. It shows authenticity and all those, topics that I was trying to teach in 3 and 4 minutes in the beginning. It stands the test of time, and you'll see the change in me, and I'm like the science experiment for all of you. You might be starting something new. You're not so great right away. It's okay. And that's why I'm teaching people how to start their own missions, right? So many people losing their jobs right now. They're losing their jobs, right? Through consistency, you'll be able to overcome. And you could tell the Matrix, you could give us fear, you could give us satanic shame, but we really don't give a shift. So take the time. Thank you, Tyler. Truth has come and falsehood has vanished. Falsehood is surely bound to vanish. The truth stands the test of time. That's why it's the power of resiliency right now. We're all being resilient. We're all hanging on right now. I know it's not comfortable, but we're all in the same boat. And that's why I decided to take the journey with all of you, not to hide, And I'm going to share more about that on Patreon, and I'm grateful for all of you. And, I hope that today's message is helping you if you have an epiphany, right? Or if you're having a strange experience. That's why I taught you your body is the tuning fork. Dr. Bruce Lipton shares this as well. The gazelle doesn't have to go over to the lion and ask, are you my friend? The gazelle feels it in its body, and the gazelle says, I'm out of here, kid. Deuces. I'm out. I'm out of here. And that's what we did yesterday. We're like, let's get out of here. We don't feel good in here. But it was a great experience. And that's how I was able to, I'm transmuting it, right? Even though it kind of drained us. I find, what do we do? But it was an experience. We're serving the people during World War III, a spiritual war with no division between civilian and military participation. That's why it's in the mind. The Hermetic principles, everything is mental. Everything's in the mind right now. And that's why we're unlearning and relearning. And take the time to be alone, like Tesla said. And when you take the time to be alone, you cleanse your aura, you cleanse your human energy field, whatever you'd like to call it. Science, spirituality, it's the same thing. Tesla knew this. The controllers of the narrative try to just, keep you in a box of limiting beliefs. But no, it was crazy back in the old days, in my old job, I would, ask kids and they wouldn't know who Nikola Tesla was. You take out a science textbook. Think about when you were a kid. You take a science textbook. Did you see Nikola Tesla in the science textbook? I wonder why. So, I hope that today's message was helpful for you. If you're just tuning in now, take a look at the beginning of the message when I'm off this live stream. Please smash the like button. Leave a comment on this video, maybe your experience. And if someone understands more about the birds and what I experience witnessing, I'm a witness, Light Warriors. I'm witnessing what's happening to the birds right now. Let me know what that means, because I honestly don't know. I don't know if you're seeing changes and just to see them flying in groups back and forth and then they just keep going back and forth. And I really haven't seen this behavior. I'm out in nature a lot, and they just keep going. So, maybe there is a magnetic pole shift, Ben. Maybe it's happening. But if you're experiencing this is a call to action. You guys could help me, because I have questions too, Light Warriors. I don't know everything that there is in the universe, right? That's being an authentic leader, right? I don't know everything. So maybe you guys know more about these birds. Leave comments. Are you experiencing the birds acting weird? If you know more about the birds acting weird, leave comments about birds, right? We're leaving comments about birds now, Light Warriors. We got to listen to the birds. Remember, I told you many years when I was alone, I do the hikes alone. It's a little different for me now, but I would just talk to the birds, right? I'm talking to the birds out there, right? So yeah, ask the birds. Someone asked the birds, is something going to happen? Is something happening, birds? So, there's a lot going on in the world right now, but don't worry about it, Light Warriors. You know why. We cannot control what is around us. However, we can control from within. Be conscious that we are witnesses right before the end. Use this to raise your vibration and increase your electromagnetism. Maybe the electromagnetism is throwing the birds off. I don't know. But I am a witness to the birds acting weird. So I appreciate all of you. I'm very grateful if you share this message on all platforms so that everyone can see this message, and maybe we find out more about the birds. See? We find the way, Light Warriors. We'll find the way. Nature speaks to us. We'll find the way. And do some research. I'm sharing, do some research on the Lakota prophecies of Crazy Horse. Maybe he wasn't so crazy. Maybe he was just strong. Crazy like a horse, right? You ever see a horse out in the wild? You see some videos of horses that are wild horses and how they act differently, and they're running around, beautiful on the beach, beautiful horses running on the beach, right? So take the time. I love you all. I hope this message was helpful for all of you. Have a great day. Namaste.